Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be on my lightweight, sweat-proof makeup routine that I've been doing this summer. This is actually using powder foundation rather than traditional liquid foundation, and I have to say that I have been loving it. So I wanted to share it with you guys because I've kind of touched on it in videos recently, but I haven't actually shown you how I've done it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. It's super lightweight. It holds up in the heat and the humidity. I don't know why, but I never really thought about doing a powder foundation during the summer. For some reason, I just always thought liquid. But sometimes when you use liquids, like those are the first things to be sliding around and getting greasy all over your face. So I found that powder foundation actually works really well. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm just going to get right into it, and I'm going to start with primer. So I know that recently I've been raving about the Dior primer, but that doesn't mean I'm not trying new primers. So I've been trying out this one. So this is the CIATE London Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. So I've been obsessed with the lip oil that came out with this. I'm actually wearing it on my lips right now. So I've been wanting to try out the primer. So it actually has these little watermelon, like, I don't know if it's like chunks or whatever, but it feels really nice on the skin. So I'm going to be applying this. And I feel like you definitely want to use a primer when you're using a powder foundation because it needs like something to like grip onto. And if you just put it on like blank skin, it's not gonna like have anything to cling to. So I feel like you need some kind of primer that's going to like grip the powder and like bring it in. Like, let's bring it in. So it gives kind of like a tacky finish, but in a good way. And not in a weird way. And it definitely makes your makeup last longer, smooths everything out. So this is really nice. I need to try it with liquid foundations. I have not tried it with a liquid foundation yet. So what I'm going to do first is my under eyes, set that, and then I'll move to the rest of the face. So I'm going to be using this Tarte color corrector in the shade medium to tan. And I'm just going to put a little bit underneath my eyes. Just a little bit, because I am going to put a little bit of concealer over it, but this just helps just to correct the darkness just a little bit. And you can just use this, but if I really want my under eyes to be concealed, I use both. But obviously this is not like necessary if you don't have like any like purple darkness. I'm also going to put it on my little pimple here that I have on my chin. Then I'm going to go in with concealer, and I actually just picked up this concealer recently, so I've been testing it out, but I do really like it because it is, I believe, waterproof or water resistant, so it stays on your skin really nicely, and it doesn't dry out my under eyes. So I have really been liking this. I got this because Casey Holmes recommended it in a favorites video. This is the Givenchy Tint Couture EVERWEAR Concealer. So I picked this up in the shade 22, and I'm just going to dot this on my under eye area. And I'm also going to put some on my chin. So then I'm going to take that and blend it out. So after I blend it out, I just put a little bit extra on the actual blemish and kind of let it hang out there for a minute. So then I'll do my under eye. And my face is a lot lighter than my body, so that is another thing that the powder is going to help out with. But this concealer is relatively close to my current face color. Then I'm just going to dab a little bit on my lids to even out any darkness. I don't know if I'm going to do any shadow today, so I just want to make sure to even that out. And then we'll go back in with this. Before you go in and add your powder foundation, you definitely want to set it with a translucent powder first. Otherwise, I feel like it doesn't wear as well and it can move around a lot. So I'm just going to be taking my ILIA Soft Focus Setting Powder, and I'm just going to set my under eyes with that. And little tip and trick, if you're going to be wearing glasses, sunglasses, I would say and suggest to bake your nose area. Like apply a little bit of extra powder and then dust it off later, because that's really going to lock that product in so you don't get those glasses marks. Like you might still have the marks, but it's not going to take off your entire like nose makeup, if you know what I mean. So if you're going to be wearing sunglasses, I might today, I'm not really sure, but if you are going to be wearing glasses or sunglasses, I would highly recommend that. So I'm just going to put this where I put the concealer and a little bit on my eyes, just so we don't get any creasing. So right away, my skin obviously looks way more even now that I have the under eyes and my chin done, but now I'm gonna go in and add more because I can't just stop here. Once I put a little bit of makeup on, I just keep going. It's just like, why stop now? Why stop now? So we're not gonna stop. We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it moving. So next up, we're going to be applying a cream bronzer. And I have talked about this recently, and I do really love this. This is the HUDA or Huda Beauty Tantour Contour and Bronzer Cream. So this is the light shade, and I've really been loving this, and I find that it is very, you know, like sweat resistant. So that's why I've been liking this. So I'm gonna use this with my IT Cosmetics brush. This is the Airbrush Flawless Complexion, and I am going to get a mirror so I don't look like a mud run competitor. And I'm just going to put this along the perimeter of my face, and it blends just like so nicely. And I feel like it sets to a powder finish. I will set this just because I want it to be extra sweat proof, but you definitely don't have to. Like if you're not going to be like outside and sweating, like you really don't need to set this because it dries like nicely to a powder finish. And if you use the setting spray, I just feel like you don't like absolutely have to. But I like to really bronze my forehead because it is large and I like to make it look not as large. So I will really just take this all along my hairline just because my body and face like aren't the same color ever in life. So I'm just going to take a little bit on the chin. Sculpt out that pizza and wings I had 55 times last week. I should have took my earrings off, but you know, you can listen to the jingles. Christmas in July. And then I'm just gonna take a little and sculpt my cheekaroos. And you definitely want to apply this before you go in with powder like all over your face because I feel like it doesn't blend very nicely. So make sure to apply this before you do like a whole powder. So only set your under eye area is what I'm basically trying to say. Okay, so I'm also going to take just a little bit of that on my nose with the other side of that brush and just do a teeny bit. You don't even have to do this, but I'm just doing it today, I guess. And I didn't put a lot of concealer on my nose because I wanted my freckles to show through. So I'm just doing a little bit of bronzer on the sides to contour. Next, I'm going to go in with the powder foundation that I'm going to use. And I'm not going to be using the Makeup Forever one that everyone's been raving about. I've been trying to use talc-free face powders. So that one does have talc, so that's why I'm not using it. But I have not seen any bad reviews about that foundation. So if you don't care about talc in your products, go for that one because everyone seems to be loving it. But I recently picked up this COVERFX, why did I do that? Mineral Pressed Powder Foundation. So this is the one that I picked up. The color is the shade G40, and I've really been liking it. It doesn't look powdery. It has buildable coverage, and it lasts on me all day. So yeah, I'm just gonna go in, and I'm gonna start just buffing this all over. And I kind of actually do like a mixture of buffing and like stippling, but I really like this powder foundation. And one thing I really love about it is you can keep tapping in the compact and it doesn't kick up tons of like dusty powder. So that is like huge because I feel like there's so many powder foundations or just powders in general that just kick up so much dust. And we are not Luke Bryan. We are not kicking the dust up. If you don't listen to country music, you're like, what is that? This is in the shade G40, and it looks a little bit light in the pan, but I do find this kind of oxidizes maybe like one shade, so I would keep that in mind. But as I'm putting this on, I feel like you can see that it doesn't look powdery. Like it looks really nice and natural, and it doesn't like emphasize my pores or anything. And this does come with a little sponge, but I'm just not a fan of the sponge. I just like to apply it with a big fluffy brush, and this one is from Walmart, and I really like it. So next I'm gonna move on to blush, and I'm gonna be using this blush palette because I talked about it in my favorites, and I wanted to show you guys it in action. It's from Bare Minerals. It is the Desert Bloom Blush Trio. Love it. So I'm gonna be taking a combination of that peach though and Call My Blush. So I'm going to take these two colors combined and drop that on the ground. I'm meant to do that. And I'm just going to apply this to my apples. And this is a bronzer brush from Fenty Beauty. And I'm just using it as a blush brush, just to really get in this little area. And put some on my nose, because it's summer and you want to look like you've been in the sun. Next, I'm going to take a little teensy bit of bronzer and just to set the forehead. You don't have to do this, but like I said, I'm a bronzing fanatic. So I'm going to take the HOOLA Caramel. Sometimes I take the Sun-Kissed Bronze Duo from COVERFX. They're both really, really good. Today I'm just going to use HOOLA Caramel. And I'm just going to take this stippling brush, I think it's from Laura Mercier, and just going to lightly set that. And this is not going to add like a ton of product. It's just going to add like a sheer little wash, and it'll set it. If you're not going to be like out in the humidity, you probably don't need to do this, but my forehead gets really sweaty on the hairline, so it's a must for me. And I'm sorry if my neck is super splotchy. I used a new product on my neck and it didn't work out for me, so I don't know what it's looking like on camera, but in person it looks very disgusting. And then while I'm here, I'm just going to take a little bit of that same bronzer and just ever so lightly pop it in the crease. I just never not put something in my crease. I don't know, I just like it. And then we just pinch the brush, do the same thing. This is totally optional, but I just like to have a little bit of definition to my eyes. So, all right, so I just did my brows, and now I'm going to do mascara. I actually have not tried this lash primer before, but I want to do it, so I'm going to do it on camera. This is the Lancome CILS Booster XL. Just comes in this white little tube, and I'm going to apply this before I do my mascara. But I don't know if I like this yet, so we'll see. And then I'm going to go in with one of my current favorite mascaras. This is the ILIA Limitless After Midnight Mascara. I just love this stuff. So I'm going to apply a few coats of this. All right, so there it is with a lash primer. This is a really good mascara without a lash primer, but I think that definitely just amps it up a little bit. Next up, I'm going to do a little bit of highlighter because we can't like not do highlighter, you know. So I'm going to take the Bare Minerals Endless Glow highlighter in the shade Fierce, and I'm just going to add a little bit of this on wherever I feel like it. Not too much, but just enough for when the sun hits you. Since I didn't do any eyeshadow, I'm just putting a little bit of that on like the inner corner. Alrighty, and then for the lips, I'm taking my favorite lip liner, Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. I'm going to go ahead and apply the lipstick. This is also from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Hot Lips 2 JK Magic. These are really expensive, but I do really like this color, so. Okay, then last up is going to be setting spray. You definitely want to use setting spray in the summertime, and just all year round, just to get rid of any powderiness. Not that we're looking powdery at all really right now, but to just lock everything in and have it just like sink in. So I'm going to be using 2 setting sprays because I am that person. So the first one that I'm going to be using is this one from Tarte. I picked this up from Ulta. I think you can only get it at Ulta, but it's their Stay Spray setting spray. This is really good. It really does make your face waterproof, sweat-proof, all of that. It does smell kind of like a very gentle nail polish remover to me personally. I don't know if it's just I'm sensitive to smells or whatever, but it does really lock in your makeup and make it like waterproof like nothing I've ever tried. So I'm gonna use this first, and I do like it. I do like it. I just don't like the smell of it. So I'm gonna use this, and then I'm gonna use another one. But it has a good mister. So then I go in with another setting spray to do a little cocktailing, and you don't have to do this, but I like a little bit of a dewier finish, so I use like a glowier setting spray on top of that just to give me like a little bit extra glow. So here are a few that I've been loving. I love the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow. I love the Becca Skin Glow Shield Prime and Set Mist. And then I also really like this new one. It's called the Vitamin D and Chill Mist. I just really like the name of that. But I'm gonna be using this one today because it feels really nice on the skin. Has like a cooling effect and it hydrates your skin. It has kombucha in there, so it's like probiotics. I don't know, but I really like this one. And Vitamin D and Chill. I don't know, I'm just like really into that name. Really into that name. So that's it. You really want to saturate your face in order to make it sweat proof. Sounds weird, I know. And then once you're all dry, you are good to go. This is the final look. I've been doing this a lot recently. It definitely goes by a lot quicker when I'm doing it not on camera, but I just wanted to kind of explain things to you. But I really like it, and it holds up really nicely, and it feels like I'm literally wearing nothing. Sometimes liquid foundation can feel like a little bit heavy. Even like the lightweight ones can feel like you're wearing makeup, and this feels very, very lightweight, and it lasts. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your favorite sweat-proof product is. If you have one, let me know in the comments below. But other than that, I will see you guys next time.
Yeah, so it basically just looks like that. It just adds on my white shirt. On my white tee. I'm gonna get one of those like little fans that people use, but I know that I'll lose it and it'll just be on the ground, kicked underneath a chair somewhere, and I'll just never actually use it. So I'm just gonna do this instead.